Екс. Ну что, понеслась. Мы сегодня будем выполнять. Давай встретимся с ней и с ней. Может, за сегодня уже наконец-то пройдем.
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Бля, водички не налил.
Once we tell them about the snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're right. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fine.
What do you think you're doing here, human?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah! I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continues to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all three of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden
I...
Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
Отлично. Помог.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
Привет, ребятки, кто зашел на стримец.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
Отлично, хорошо. Как найдешь, расскажешь. Бля, может переместимся? Самый ближайший здесь, да? Окей. Так, карта Хогвартса, да. По-моему, сюда куда-то. Давай. У меня... Ну, в принципе, я продать это могу вроде как. Так, перемещалка. Кто входит, выходит тут?
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Так, а я могу что-нибудь продать? У меня что-нибудь есть продать? А, нет, я же отсюда летел как раз. Все, ништяк. Я уж забыл. Сюда. Давай встретимся, подождем.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agapes Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hog's Head. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hog's Head, She is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very
Окей, я
well.
поговорю с ним.
I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
О, призраки идут.
Revelio.
А что вы тут делаете? А я вас тут не видел. Прикольно. Так, окей, давай с первым здесь, да? Как я понимаю.
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Мисс Ботвинс, мы надеемся, что вы пересмотрите свое решение касательно материальной помощи. Вам дали достаточно времени, но наше терпение не безгранично. Ваш муж наверняка хочет, чтобы вы поняли всю ценность нашего сотрудничества. Готовы ли вы ответить до конца недели? Этот разговор должен остаться между нами. Надеемся, вы понимаете. Бля, зевнуть хочу.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Ебать, как зевнуть хотелось.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it.
But Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Я только сейчас заметил, что...
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Текс. Давай с ним поговорим теперь еще.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day,
Двое
Harlow
человек. Привет,
came calling.
ребятки.
to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking,
Спасибо.
as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Pickles'
Давай,
friends.
счастливо.
Now to find Natty.
А ты чё, куда? Спать? Отдыхать? Эй, блядь. О. Давай, беги. Нам тут
It's not like
квестики.
Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Блядь, а сразу в трактир нельзя было? Ёбнись все туда-сюда бегать.
Natty must be around here somewhere. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Да я понял, мне надо что-то где-то тут искать, да? А тут что?
Aloha Mora.
Опять два зрителя. Здорово, ребят.
Revelio.
Тут все лайтовое, да? Да. Так, ладно. Мне следы, да, надо? А, вот следы же, ёпт.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quick.
Давай, залазим сюда. Драться будем, наверное.
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Accio!
Ну давай.
The hidden door. Revelio.
Так, тут ничего нет, да? Нет.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Золотишко мы соберем. Оно нам стопудово когда-нибудь пригодится. О!
Lumos.
Ой, не то. Блять, не то же. Вот это то.
I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Revelio.
Using that girl as bait, how much cover? What? Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone. I've had enough of that, I'm afraid. But ain't nothing even worth stealing in Murray.
Че, пиздиться так или по-тихому проходить?
I used to be stationed near Irondale with Selwyn.
Ух ты! Босс. Типа, да?
Say what you will about Velcroft, but the estate is spacious.
It's been a bit grim, I won't deny, but the tides will turn for us soon.
И чё, если ее сразу так пиздануть?
Revelio.
Ну, тут жахнуть 2 раза.
I was a proud man that
Ну,
day.
это так до хера, конечно. 30-го, 31-го. А мне, блядь, ничего все равно не остается другого делать.
Locks and guards can't stop me. What was that?
Descender.
That's the beginning. Might want to...
Descender.
Done that match for me. Stand and fight me.
Confringo. Defender.
Quite expensive.
Bombard.
Look what you've done. You'll pay for it.
Confringo. Defender.
This has become personal.
Expelliarmus.
This is your first. Death!
Bombard.
Так, хорошо. Именно этого мне не нужен. Ты мил мне, славно Авгурейчья песня, предвестница дождя. Я с каждым днем люблю сильнее, пленил ты верностью меня на своем сердце чары чую, оков прошу я, не снимай, ведь в нашу встречу роковую я всегда навсегда попал в рай. Окей, письмо нашли. Так, теперь что мне надо? Это хорошо. Так, тут где-то что-то еще, да, должно же быть? Да. А, это не то. Пока что. Так, стоп. Чё? Кто, блядь, здесь, нахуй?
Revelio.
Так, окей, тут ничего пока нету. Это можно собрать. А, тут можно было, типа, вообще по-тихому, да, пройтись? Ладно. Так, как я понимаю, письмо будет дальше, да? Или что? Или вот здесь что-то будет? Дорогой, вот я прочитал твое последнее письмо. бесчисленное количество раз и буду перечитывать вновь и вновь каждый час, пока мы не встретимся. Меня пугает мысль о том, что я еще не скоро тебя увижу, но я верю в лучшее. Любовь моя, скорее бы настал тот день, когда мы расскажем о помолвке всем близким, особенно моему отцу. Я понимаю, что ты хочешь подождать, пока не станешь на ноги. Я знаю, что ты изо всех сил стремишься к этому, но знай, что невозможность поделиться своими чувствами, которые переполняют меня и уходят на седьмое... и уносит на седьмое небо, и впрямь невыносимая пытка. Теперь я еще раз перечитаю твое письмо с любовью, Рози.
Also Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Так, где-то здесь еще. Вот сюда мне надо. Не то, что хотелось бы, конечно. Так, тут еще их несколько, да, штук. Ладно, давай сюда пробежимся, посмотрим, что здесь есть. Так, это мне наверх, да? Окей. Ну, давай наверх.
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
Tell her to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. No, there's nobody here. This is a waste of time. Yes, don't tell us. That's the best. See, we have an active one. Expulsion. Descendant. Flash of inspiration. You'll need to be Glacius. Expulsion. I can't feel my feet. What are your thoughts on electricity? Protego. Stop that right now.
Barely felt anything at all.
Expulso! Expelliarmus! Glacius! Confringo!
Окей.
Revelio. Revelio.
Не сюда, а я пока хочу здесь пройтись. Он для спины предмет. Это хорошо. Мореплавателя. Так, сундучок. Это я отсюда пришел. Так, ну все остальное, по ходу дела, да? Наверху. Дальше.
He must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to Mr. Raven. He will tell you what you need to do. Over here. I need your help.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
Your friend Natty was not able to...
Revelio!
It must be blocked.
Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
My wand is somewhere in this room. I can tell.
X.
Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Тебе палочка не нужна, что ли?
I understand.
Revelio.
Так, мне наверх.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
Давай найдем. Только я, блин, не понимаю, что, зачем находить обратный путь, если, блядь, я по нему прошел.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe, to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us.
стоит,
We shall
выебывается,
have no
блядь.
further discussion on this.
Ну мы, блядь, зашли нахуй, раскидали всех и все.
Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this
Умничает,
before
блядь.
I
Чё
do.
шапку нахуй квадратную надела? Выебываешься теперь ходишь?
Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Развыебывалась, блядь. Цилиндр одела нахуй, типа такая умная ходит теперь. О, это не надо. Так, теперь что? Теперь дальше мы куда? А, можно же продать до хера чего. Теперь. Так, окей. Ну, давай продавать пойдем. То, что мне не надо.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Кошка, что ли? Ага.
I was wondering when I'd see you again.
Давай.
Let's look at what we have, shall we?
Вот это продать. Вот это продать. Вот это продать. Это продать. И это продать. И это продать. И это продать. Остальное оставить. Так.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to...
Окей. Там письмо надо прочитать. Это письмо. Совиный почта. От кого? От тебя. Пепла бы мне больше не зашло. Полагаю, это ваша заслуга. Спасибо от меня и друзья. Мы уезжаем праздновать медовый месяц. Только сперва скажем. Ага, пожелайте вам удачи. Ну, блять, удачи, хули. Карта. Ай, блять, карта. Заданники же. Заданники надо посмотреть. Ну. Найдите место хранения. Ну, давай пойдем сюда, что ли. Ну, по-любому мне же не дадут дальше проходить, пока я вот это не изгоняю. Так, и на карте. Куда мне это на карте? Так, карта мира. Хогвартс. Раздел картографии. 4 просмотра. Всем привет, ребятки. А чё молчим-то? Ну, блин, заходим и молчим. Вообще она несправедливая хуйта.
Welcome back.
Давай, тетка с портрета, давай говорить с тобой.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival, and I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do.
Так, а давай-ка переместимся. Так. Выключай комнату. Там... Посмотрим, что нам дали. И... Поговорите с профессором Фигом. Окей, сейчас поговорим. Дальние перчатки путешественника. Они лучше. Сейчас скажет, лучше на единичку. Я такой... О. Так, только надо их... Что там у нас? Ну... Все окей. Так, значит, надо только... Менять... Сюда. Перчи. Что у нас тут? Концентрация. Ну, и тоже концентрацию поставим. Ой. Или не проси. Давай концентрацию. Все, ништяк. Профессор Фиг. А где у нас профессор Фиг? Второе, что ты мне хочешь показать? Ай. Давай-ка глянем, что там второе. Что это такое? Что она от меня хочет? Эта штучка.
Pardon me, is everything all right?
No, it's not. We only had 2 bells to go, but she just had to go and spoil things.
I'm afraid I don't follow. Who spoiled things? Also, what bells?
Professor Black ordered Mr. Moon to take down the bells in the bell tower. Said they were giving him a headache. Those bells are a part of Hogwarts. I wasn't about to let that happen. So, I asked my friend Adelaide to help me put them back. We've always been a duo of sorts, Adelaide and Evangeline. Addie and Evie. Anyway, it was going swimmingly until Black started asking questions. Then she wasn't comfortable with our rule breaking. Now I'm stuck, unable to tell which bell goes where.
Is it really that important that the bells go back up?
Is it really that important? They're part of the school's history. Those bells likely told a young Merlin that he was running late to Charms, or called Ignatia Wildsmith to dinner. We can't simply fiddle with history. We're meant to be its stewards.
It's certainly an odd decree, even for Black, taking down the bells for a headache.
I agree. I thought it might also have been that they interrupted his hourly naps. That's all he does in his office, you know. But then I heard...
Can you keep a secret?
I can.
I heard from Alice, who heard from Ollie, who heard from Eugenia, that it's because the bells reminded him of his wedding day. Breaks out in a sweat every hour on the hour, but mum's the word.
If only 2 bells are left, isn't it fairly easy to tell which goes where?
Easy for you, perhaps. I happen to be tone deaf. Mother likes to say I couldn't carry a tune if it hopped on my back like a chocolate frog. No point putting them back in if they don't sound just as they did before, for the sake of historical accuracy.
Perhaps I could help put the bells back up.
Really? Oh, that would be wonderful. The bells are in the bell tower just above the music room. You're certainly of more help than Adelaide.
I imagine the bells are just inside in the bell.
Так, окей. Куда мне там надо? Давай переместимся. За это, конечно, навряд ли что-то ценное дадут, но ладно.
I don't understand why people go on about banishment being difficult. If only one of them...
Видите, кабинет музыки вот тут вот, да? Песенки шапеть будем, да?
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio. Confringo.
Тут что у нас? 4, мне надо 3. Мысли, блядь, эй.
Revelio.
И?
Bells must be upstairs. Aloha Mora. Found them. I'll have to get those up there somehow. Wingardium Leviosa, perhaps? Leviosa! Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. One up, one to go.
Еще один, да, надо? Вот он.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Well, that wasn't too hard. Evangeline should be pleased about this, even if Black isn't.
А, тут я был уже, да? Да. Так, окей. Давай переместимся. Не хочу бегать по Хогвартсу больше.
The bells are back up, Evangeline.
Oh, you're a credit to the school. I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait for the headmaster to hear them. I wish I could see his face. Future generations may not truly appreciate what you've done, but I do. And I hope that you do as well. You don't know how much this means for me and for Hogwarts.
Ента где? Ента куда?
I think I'll miss you.
Really?
I shan't miss you.
Бежим. Че-то я, блядь, никуда-то не туда переместился, по-моему. А нет, туда? Давай болтать. А чё не хочешь болтать со мной? Ага.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. All right. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I've actually met Scrope, but I'm not sure he'll tell me. He's rather devoted to the Black family.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Я хочу переместиться. Ну нахуй бегать. Сейчас бегать там устанешь. Угу. Не устанешь, блядь. Придется бежать.
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Really? Why can't we talk about potions here? Seems fine to me.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets the...
Chewing with your mouth open? Where are your manners? I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment.
I thought I heard the headmaster approaching.
Давай, открой.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
Greetings. Something is very wrong with Professor Black.
Professor, a word? Professor Black, again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
I should think you'd have better things to do with your time. Now, where's my elf?
Good day, Professor. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
If you must speak with me, consult my secretaries or what have you. Now move along.
If it's seeds I'm after,
Прикольно.
Thomas Brown knows more about books than anyone.
Oh no, it's the headmaster and he's coming this way.
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Не сплю.
Non-verbal spells.
Здорово,
Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Чё, как дела?
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Professor, I need to speak to you. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How
Я записки всякую фигню, всякую такую штуку читаю, диалоги нет. Ты что, я с ума сойду столько читать?
I might speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I decided to give him a bit more leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
Ah, well, yes. He's handling some official ministry business for me.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from
Ну,
the
поздравляю
class,
тебя с этим.
supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I am happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
A wonderful job. Leeway for Professor Fig.
That ought to give Professor Fig some breathing room.
Wait until Master sees what a wonderful job Scrope is doing.
Ahem! Attention, students! I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the stunning banners of Slytherin. I shall be taking no questions at this time. Or ever. Scroop!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
And now I'm telling you that you can tell me.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Ah! Yes, of course. I order you to pronounce it for me.
Oh, Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pure.
There is another matter, Scrope. I confiscated this filthy diary from a student. It smells of squid and seawater.
Oh, Apollonia's diary. That is quite a surprise, Master. What do you wish Scrope to do with this treasure? Rubbish.
Whatever you wish, Scrope. It's your treasure. Now, off with you. The polyjuice potion's wearing off. I best get out of sight. Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked.
Так, сейчас я подойду.
Now to speak the password to the gargoyle.
Илюша, ты тут еще? Так, куда мне там?
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Пиздится, пиздится. А что если это? Ладно. Так, куда мне там дальше? Ёпта, вот это тут заколки.
Revelio.
Где? Ладно, пойдем наверх, там внизу посмотрим.
Aloha Mora.
Давай, открывайся быстрей. О, молодец.
Revelio.
Бля, где звенит?
Revelio.
Дорогая сестра, я была счастлива получить от тебя сову. Вижу, ты, как всегда, сражаешься не только с нерадивыми учениками, но и с несносным директором. Твое терпение не знает границ. К слову о терпении. Спасибо тебе за все, что ты сделала для Гаррета. Чутья у тебя и вправду хорошее. Что ему нужно, так это грамотное сочетание строгости и поощрения. Признаюсь, я рада, что теперь он испытывает свои новые зелья на других учениках, а не на родственниках. Ведь он всегда преподносит это как привилегию. Вам повезло, вы пробуете первыми, притом не поминая возможных побочных эффектов. Ну, мне пора, прости, что письмо такое короткое. Кажется, моя младшенькая зашвырнула садового гнома в соседские сливы цепелина опять. В общем, надеюсь, на каникулах свидимся. С любовью, да.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Бутяк. Профессор Геккет, после нашего разговора я обратился к знакомым гоблинам из Гринготса. Все они осуждают действия Ранрока, а некоторые подозревают, что его цель действий совсем иная, нежели он заявляет. Судя по тому, как он относится к тем из сородичей, кто отказывается примкнуть к нему, я склонен согласиться с подобной оценкой. Я буду держать вас в курсе. Тем временем необходимо сохранять бдительность. С уважением, Эзоп Шарп.
Revelio.
Опа, сундук. Ну, опять все хреновенькое. Дайте мне хорошенькую. Где что звенит? Понять не могу. Это уже близко. А где близко? Выше, что ли? Куда?
Revelio. The gargoyle. That's where I need to speak the password.
Lumos.
Так, где ты можешь быть? Тут? Не, ну вряд ли, да, тут? Нет, тебя тут нету. Ладно.
Lumos.
А как ее открыть?
Revelio. Lumos. Repulsor.
Я нашел.
Toujours pure. Revelio.
Горгулья у кабинета директора. Лестницу, ведущую в кабинет директора, охраняет только заготовленная горгулья, которая выпускает только тех, кто знает пароль. Впускает. Хотя трудно себе представить хоть кого-нибудь, кто решился бы навестить нынешнего хозяина кабинета. Ну давай, пусти меня уже. Молодец.
I wonder if all the elite wizarding families have a motto.
Revelio.
Портрет спящих. Не всем директорам и директрисам нравится заново переживать повседневные трудности, с которыми они постоянно сталкивались во время управления школой чародейства и волшебства. Некоторые предпочитают наслаждаться заслуженным сном, если представляется такая возможность. Что-то опять звенит. Вот что звенит. Распределяющая шляпа. Эта зачарованная шляпа была создана 4 основателями Хогвартса как средство, с помощью которого ученики определяются в один из 4 факультетов школы. Имея опыт в легалименции, распределяющая шляпа может заглянуть в голову тестируемого студента, что позволяет исчитывать его мысли и способности.
Revelio.
Где, блядь, ты еще есть? А, ну я понял, значит ты там, да?
Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Дорогой Финиас, дети спрашивают, когда ты вернешься. Бельвина так вообще заводит речь об этом каждый... Бельвина так вообще заводит речь об этом каждый день за завтраком и дуется, когда я напоминаю ей, что ты радеешь о качестве ее будущего образования. Сириус и Финиас почти не присылают мне сов, а когда и шлют, не пишут о тебе. Но я уверена, они гордятся тобой и тем, что ты делаешь для Хогвартса. Когда твой отец директор школы, это огромная честь. Сигнус уже ползает, и он всюду следует за Арктуром, а того это раздражает. Дай мне Мерлин сил. Арктур выпрашивает у меня зелье невидимости, и, честно говоря, я могу его понять. Я бы, наверное, тоже сварила ему это зелье, если бы мне не пришлось потом сносить хныканье Сигнуса. Может быть, мы увидим тебя на следующих каникулах, но если не получится, ничего страшного, переживем. Урсула.
Revelio.
Блядь, где ты есть? Ага. Наверху, что ли?
Aloha Mora. Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Профессор Блэк, касаемо вашего письма 20 сентября, я не стану пересматривать процедуру приема учащихся Хогвартс с уважением. Угу. Где ты, сука, есть? Где ты мне тут пикаешь? А, пустите. Блядь. Где-то же здесь. Типа, может, наверх?
It's good to see you.
All thanks to Professor Fig's quick thinking. Now what?
Approach the pedestal in the antechamber and read the book that appears.
What can I expect to find in the book?
A story. I cannot say more. You may recognize some elements of it, as I was inspired by a tale with which many wizarding children are familiar.
I suspect there will be more to this than reading a book.
Your suspicions are correct. We shall speak when you are finished.
Has this been under the headmaster's nose all this time?
Чек. Средств для укрепления волос, воск для волосов, помада для волос из буднимона, расческа, жемчужная ручка, чесалка для спины зарыта, ручка доксицит. Оплачена лишь малая часть, суммы не забыть направить счет в министерство.
Revelio. That must be the pedestal.
Я не понимаю, где она там пшикает, вот эта вот штучка. Блять, она где-то сверху, а где, понять не могу. Где-то вот прямо здесь. А наверх меня что ведет? Наверх меня ничего не ведет. Почему, блядь, где-то здесь?
Revelio.
Непонятно. Ай, хуй с тобой. Ёбаная шкатулка.
am I? Professor Fitzgerald? Can you hear me?
I am here. In this place, you may call me Neve. You shall be witness to a fable. Pay attention. Things are not always as they seem. You must move swiftly and cautiously. Use the tools you encounter to find me. In this place, as in life, death takes many forms. Avoid each of them at all costs.
I should have run when I could. I'd be free by now.
They're gone. For now. I need to get out of here. Where could Neve be? I need to time this just right. I see. A staircase straight ahead.
Окей, тут я прошел.
Ladder. Perhaps they won't be able to find me if I go up there.
Прикольно, прикольно.
This is my chance. Coming, Neve.
I can't stand this much longer. I need to get out of here.
Too many. I must cross this road as fast as I can.
А куда мне, блядь? Они так и вот стоят на месте?
That's where I need to go, but I need to find a way past them.
Давай, доворачивайся, иди в пизду, иди нахуй. Иди нахуй. И ты иди нахуй.
Nothing this way, but more danger. There must be a way to find you. I need to turn back. There's no getting past them that way. Closed tight. No way but forward, I suppose. Now's my chance.
Очкова.
That's the way forward. Can this be? I think I'm invisible.
И куда мне дальше? Ёбнись. Что я должен сделать-то, ёпты? А, сюда идти. Теперь сюда, да? А я совсем невидимка.
They can't see me at all. I can get closer to them.
Заебись.
This is the way forward. Finally
Да,
free.
Вов.
Now where are you, Neve?
You who have run death thus far, but have yet to find me. Keep searching, but this time you will be unable to hide. Wield the wand you see before you. Do not squander its extraordinary power.
Ну, я не знаю, что такое белое. Испытание такое вот.
I've never felt such power.
Descendo.
Что мне сделать-то надо? Ну, блядь, я понимаю.
Bombarda.
Хуясь себе.
Descendo.
Ебануться. Сейчас опять придут, да? Нет.
Bombarda. Depulso. Bombarda. Descendo. Defendo. Defendo.
Блять. Ну, короче, квест такой. Ух ты ж, псина сутула.
Defendo. Bombarda. Depulso.
Блять.
Defendo. Defendo.
Блять, а сколько вас тут нахуй может быть?
Bombarda. Bombarda. Defender. Depulso. Bombarda. Defender.
Чё, опять что ли? Да вы заебете!
Bombarda. Defender. Depulso. Bombarda. Defender. Bombarda. Depulso. Defender. Bombarda.
Ах ты ж, блядь.
Depulso. Defender. Depulso. Bombarda. Defender. Depulso. Defender.
Блядь. Заебали. Только пиздиться невозможно, блядь, в одном месте.
This must be for me.
You are far from finished. Pass through the mourners ahead. Nothing is what it seems.
Леха, иди спать. Не хочу спать. Я, бля, кофе напился, нахуй, пиздец, что-то. Сейчас уснуть не могу.
You found me, but you cannot undo what has been done. The magic of the stone can only conjure a shadow of my former self. But there's no light without shadow, as there is no shadow without light. Simply because you can eliminate darkness does not always mean that you should. Remember that as you witness my memory.
А, типа вот это все, да? Ну давай. Давай, приятного тебе. Можно, блядь, графику включить, пожалуйста? ЧБД-фильтр как-то не привлекает.
Isadora,
О,
what you did for
наконец-то.
your father was remarkable, wasn't it? And Percival needn't worry about the strands of emotion or the traces that this magic leaves. I found a way to contain all of it.
You haven't stopped.
Goblin silver.
You spoke to a goblin about this.
Don't worry, he has no idea what we're containing.
We don't know what effect any of this may have. The emotions, the dark traits.
You sound like Percival. And as it happens, I do know. It is a source of strength, of focus. Somehow it enhances my ability to wield magic.
I don't follow, Isadora.
I think we can harness it.
Power like this is not to be toyed with. In the wrong
You
hands,
saw what I did for my father. Only imagine the good we could do. Everyone is in some kind of pain.
What are you doing?
Breathe it in. Can you feel it?
Oh, Isadora. This must stop. All of it.
You've kept this power to yourselves for so long because you fear it. I choose to embrace it.
Она у нее силу какую-то спиздила? Получается, что ли? А время тем временем полчетвертого уже. Чё, завтра дома будешь?
Revelio.
Is it true? Has someone completed the first 3 trials?
It is.
Понял. Соболезную тебе.
So
young? I know. You must be Professor Bakar.
I am.
Pleased to meet you. The pensive memory I just witnessed, was Isadora inhaling painful emotions?
She was.
I was amazed to see that it seemed to give her some sort of power, and that she could harness it. But how?
I worry that you seem more intrigued than repulsed. I hesitate to reveal the location of my pensive to someone who, perhaps, has yet to understand the responsibility of power.
I can assure you, Professor, I do. In fact, what you don't yet know is that a dangerous goblin called Ranrock has accessed the repository at Rookwood Castle. He has learned to harness the contents of it as a source of immense power. He plans to use that power against wizardkind. We have no time to waste.
I see. Nonetheless, the knowledge you shall gain after you witness my memories is too valuable to share without further consideration. I shall require time to confer with the other keepers.
It seems we have no choice but to wait, frustrating as it is. I heard what you told Professor Bakar. Isadora was inhaling emotions to gain power?
She was. And she pulled emotions, as she did from her father, from Professor Fitzgerald, without permission.
Monstrous.
What's more, she said that she found a way to store the traces of magic she extracted in goblin silver.
The repositories?
Possibly. There's something I didn't get a chance to tell you earlier. Ranrock has been digging at locations tied to the 5 names he found in the journals of a goblin metalworker named Bragball.
5 names? The Keepers, and who else? Isadora Morganac?
Precisely. That's how he's been one step ahead of us. Gringotts, the Tower, Rookwood Castle.
If the Keepers won't tell you where the next trial is yet, I say we at least maintain a watch on Ranrock. Perhaps he'll lead us to more information.
Perhaps. I hope to hear from Lodgok soon. I haven't heard anything since I learned of the drills. Oh, and as you've probably guessed by now, your Polyjuice plan worked like a charm.
I knew it would. I may have done too good a job distracting Black. I had no idea he can't hold his fire whiskey.
Окей. Кстати, да, сохраниться бы необходимо было бы вручную. Ау. Блин, пока никак. Ух. Блять, ну это пиздец. О. Что за специальная почта? Дик говорит, что поделился с вами своими мыслями о Фениксе. Как будет время, загляните к нему. У него есть идея, которая показалась мне стоящей. Ой. Ой-ой-ой-ой, там еще письма. Я некрасиво повел себя по отношению к твоему приятелю Гоблину. Прошу прощения. Надеюсь, мы сможем закончить триптих. Приходи на южное побережье, поищем последнюю часть холста. Себастьян. О, поехали. Куда подходить? Приходи на южное побережье. Что за южное побережье? Понял. Ну давай сначала Феникс. А Феникс у нас получается дикая. Он в этом, да, в Хогвартсе в вручай комнате, скорее всего. Если я ничего не путаю. А, я не путаю. Что там по одежке, защитные очки, да? Так, давай посмотрим, что у нас там тачка. Выеди, тут взрыв. Ага. Так, давай вставай болтать.
Hello, Deke. Professor Weasley said you had an idea.
Indeed, Deke does. Deke knows that you want to learn about all sorts of beasts, and Deke recently heard rumors of a phoenix nest in a nearby mountain.
A phoenix nest? I wonder if it belongs to the phoenix gnat he mentioned, the one Harlow and the poacher pack are after.
Deke would not doubt it. If Deke has heard of it, surely the nasty poachers have as well, which means it could be in danger.
Well, I'd better go and rescue it then, hadn't I?
Deke thinks so. So majestic a beast should not fall into such vile hands. Deke is not sure why, but Deke feels that saving a phoenix might help to make amends for what happened with Deke's prior master. Deke hopes that you are able to find the phoenix and bring it to the room where it will be safe.
А, ну все, ну, блядь, мне все сюда теперь ведет, да? Так, я, наверное, предлагаю на следующем стримце это все проходить.
Imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Нихера себе, это мне через пещеру, да? По-любому надо пиздошить. Хочете сказать так, да? Ну-ка, ну-ка, ну-ка. Как мне туда попасть? Короче, мне по-любому, да, сюда надо? Нет. Какая О? Ты, блядь, ёбаная метла, чё ты делаешь? О, блядь, отъебись. Иди нахуй. Все, я, короче, понял. Хуй.
Ревелио.
Мне отсюда, что ли, надо идти? Или нет? Через какую, ёпту мать, пещеру идти мне? Если через эту, ты пиздец. Ладно, счастливо. Да я тоже завтра буду это проходить. Просто хочу сохраниться где-нибудь, где. Блять, вот куда ты меня ведешь, собака, сука? Ёбнися. Это шахта. Бля, походу дело оттуда надо идти. Так, ладно, короче, я сохраняюсь. И походу дела Авада Кедавра будет завтра. Всем счастливо, ребятки, всем пока.